Have you ever noticed that as we get older, we sometimes develop habits that, without us even realizing it, can slowly push the very people we cherish further away? It's a tough truth, especially for us who are navigating our 60s, 70s, and 80s, or even those in their 50s preparing for these golden years. This isn't just about the wrinkles or slowing down a bit, it's about subtle behaviors that can quietly create distance in our lives. The worst part? Most of us seniors don't even realize we're doing them, and the result can be a lonelier, harder, and frankly, more frustrating later life. I've seen it countless times in my years as a geriatric specialist. Take Eleanor, a vibrant 71-year-old retired librarian. She used to be the heart of her community, always chatting with neighbors and giving great book recommendations. But slowly, her phone rang less, and invitations dwindled. Deep down, she wondered, did I do something to push them away? Her story isn't unique. Many of us unknowingly fall into these patterns that can silently damage our relationships and quality of life. Before we dive in, I truly want to know how many of you have faced this. If what I just shared feels familiar, please comment a simple yes below. It shows me you understand, and it shows others they are not alone. Okay, let's get started. Section 1. Becoming too negative or critical. First up, let's talk about becoming too negative or critical. You know, Eleanor, our retired librarian, never thought of herself as a negative person. She was just being, well, honest, she'd say. But as the years went by, she found herself complaining more often. It started with an aching knee in the morning, then frustration about the state of the country. And before she knew it, she was sighing about her grandkids' choices. Eleanor's conversations became shorter. Her friends started avoiding deep talks with her. Even her grandkids, who used to adore visiting, began making excuses. Eleanor didn't realize how much her negativity affected her relationships until she made an effort to change. When she started conversations with positivity, people responded differently. They stayed longer, they opened up, and she felt that warmth of connection return. So, instead of leading with complaints, let's start with gratitude. Even something simple like, I woke up feeling pretty good today, or the sunset was beautiful last night. Give yourself a complaint limit, maybe 2 minutes, then consciously shift to something constructive. And practice curiosity instead of criticism. Just ask, tell me more about that, instead of immediately dismissing new ideas. Let's start today to draw people closer. I'd love to know, what's one habit you've changed that helped improve your relationships? Comment positive below, and let's learn from each other. Section 2. Ignoring personal hygiene and appearance. Next up, let's touch on something sensitive but oh so important. Ignoring personal hygiene and appearance. Eleanor used to love getting dressed up. She had her closet full of colorful blouses, a signature scent she never left home without. But as she got older, she stopped making an effort, thinking, who do I need to impress anymore? How you present yourself doesn't just affect how others see you, but more importantly, how you see yourself. This isn't about vanity. It's about self-respect and confidence, truly. When we feel like we don't need to impress anyone anymore, it's easy to let things slide. But that can make us lose our sense of self and our connection to the outside world. Eleanor noticed strangers barely made eye contact. Her friends stopped inviting her out as often. When she looked at old pictures, she barely recognized the vibrant woman she used to be. When Eleanor started making small efforts, brushing her hair, wearing her favorite blouse, putting on a little lipstick, she felt lighter, more confident, and most importantly, like herself again. So, get dressed every day, even if you're not going anywhere. Maintain your basic hygiene routine. Wear colors that make you feel bright and lively, and accessorize with something meaningful. Show the world, and yourself, that you're still very much alive and engaged. What's one small thing you do to feel your best every day? Share your tips in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Section 3. Becoming stubborn and resistant to change. Our third habit is becoming stubborn and resistant to change. Eleanor liked her routines. She believed if something worked for decades, why change it? So, she resisted learning to text when her grandkids started using it. Stubbornness can really lead to isolation, you see. Refusing to adapt, whether it's learning a new skill or embracing modern conveniences, can quietly push people away. It's easy to believe change isn't necessary, especially after living a certain way for decades. But the world keeps moving. It truly does. Family calls became less frequent for Eleanor. She missed out on group chats, on photos, and birthday reminders. The very things that keep everyone connected these days. When Eleanor finally let her granddaughter teach her to text, she was surprised by how easy it was. And more importantly, she regained a stronger connection with the people she cared about most. So, next time, try saying, "I'll try," instead of, "I don't need that." Let your grandkids or children teach you something new. Make it a bonding experience. Embrace small changes first. Open your heart to the world. It's waiting for you to explore. What's something new you've learned recently that helped you stay connected? Comment "curiosity" below. Section 4. Hoarding and refusing to let go of clutter. Our fourth habit, hoarding and refusing to let go of clutter. Eleanor was sentimental. Every item had a story, she'd say. But over time, her once cozy home became overwhelming, filled with things she rarely used. Clutter doesn't just fill up your home, it can fill your mind with stress and make life harder than it needs to be. It can create a sense of being stuck in the past. Holding on to too much can stem from fear. Fear you might need it someday, or fear of letting go of memories. But sometimes, the best memories are in our hearts, not in boxes. Eleanor's cluttered home made it harder to clean, to navigate, and even to invite guests over. Her daughter gently suggested decluttering, but Eleanor resisted, saying, "What if I need them later?" When Eleanor finally decided to start decluttering, she was amazed at how much lighter she felt. And for the first time in years, she felt comfortable inviting friends over again. So, start small. One drawer, one box, one shelf at a time. Ask yourself, do I use this? Does it bring me joy? If not, it's time to let it go. Turn decluttering into a habit. Get rid of one item each day. And always, always think about safety in your own home. Clear your space. Clear your mind. What's one thing you've decluttered that made a big difference in your life? Comment "clear" below. Section 5. Losing patience with others. Too quickly. Our fifth habit is losing patience with others too quickly. Eleanor never considered herself impatient until little things started getting under her skin. Like the slow cashier at the grocery store who made her snap. It's easy to lose patience as we age, isn't it? But frustration doesn't just make life harder for others. It raises our own stress levels too. And that stress impacts our heart health and blood pressure, which is vital for us to keep in check. The modern world often feels too fast, and we can feel pressured to keep up. When we can't, it's easy to project that frustration onto others. The cashier looked down, embarrassed, his hands trembling slightly. Eleanor realized she was becoming the very person she used to dislike. Eleanor made a conscious effort to slow down. The next time she was at the store, she smiled at the cashier and said, "You're doing a great job." His face lit up, and she realized a little kindness goes a long way. So, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, is this really worth getting upset over? Shift your perspective. The slow driver might be someone's grandparent. Offer a smile or words of encouragement instead of snapping. Choose patience for a less stressful life. Have you ever caught yourself losing patience too quickly? How do you handle frustrating moments? Comment patience to share your wisdom. Section 6. Over-talking and not listening. Our sixth habit, over-talking and not listening. Eleanor loved to talk. She had stories to share, so much wisdom. But her daughter called less often, and when they did talk, conversations felt rushed, like her daughter was eager to hang up. As we age, it's easy to fall into this trap. We want to share our wisdom, but if we don't listen, our loved ones may start pulling away. Hearing loss can be a factor, yes, but more important is the intention to listen, truly listen. We have so much experience and so many stories, and we want to pass them on. But a conversation is a two-way street, a dance that needs two partners. Eleanor's daughter was honest. She told her mom, "I love talking to you, but sometimes I don't feel heard. It's like our calls are all about you." Eleanor made an effort to change. She listened, truly listened. She asked more questions, and their calls became longer, warmer, and more meaningful. The best conversations aren't about talking more, they're about listening better. So, balance talking and listening. Resist the urge to interrupt. Ask open-ended questions like, "What's something exciting that happened this week?" And be present. Put down the phone. Focus on the other person. Listening is the greatest gift you can give. Have you ever felt unheard in a conversation or realized you were doing all the talking? Comment, listen, and let's discuss. Section 7. Pushing people away instead of asking for help. Here's number 7. The one I mentioned surprises everyone and is often realized too late. Pushing people away instead of asking for help. Eleanor prided herself on independence. One afternoon, she struggled with a heavy grocery bag from her car. A kind young man offered help, but Eleanor said, "No, thank you, I've got it." Refusal to accept help doesn't make you stronger. It makes you more isolated. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It allows others to care and fosters connection. We're raised to be independent, and sometimes we fear being a burden. But allowing others to help is a gift. Imagine if no one ever needed your help. You'd feel unneeded, right? As she dragged the bag inside, her back ached and frustration welled up. She realized something painful. Her refusal to accept help was making her more isolated. The next time Eleanor went to the store, she saw the same young man and said, "Actually, I could use a little help today." His face brightened, and in that simple exchange, Eleanor felt something she hadn't in a while: connected. So, next time someone offers help, practice saying, "Yes, that would be great, thank you." If you need support, ask directly. Let others care for you. It's how relationships grow stronger. Do you struggle with asking for help? Or have you ever felt the joy of helping someone else? Comment, help below. Section 8. Being too frugal to enjoy life. Our 8th habit. Being too frugal to enjoy life. Eleanor was always careful with money. She clipped coupons, skipped vacations, even with a comfortable amount saved. She constantly worried, "What if I need this money later?" Being financially responsible is important, of course, but life isn't just about saving. It's about living. Studies show that spending on experiences brings more lasting happiness than material possessions. We've worked hard our whole lives. This stage of life is meant for enjoying the fruits of our labor. Money is meant to support your happiness, not just sit in a bank. Eleanor's best friend, Linda, invited her on a weekend trip, but Eleanor's first instinct was to say no. Deep down, she wondered, when was the last time I actually treated myself? Eleanor finally said yes to that weekend trip. She laughed more in those 2 days than she had in months, realizing this was what she had been saving for all along. So, permit yourself to spend on things that bring joy. Set aside a fun fund specifically for experiences. Ask yourself, if not now, when? Don't let money hold your life hostage. Live and enjoy. What's one experience you've been putting off because of money? Comment "enjoy" to share your thoughts. Section 9. Talking down to younger generations. Our 9th habit, talking down to younger generations. Eleanor adored her grandson, Ethan, but their conversations were strained when she'd compare everything to the good old days, saying, "Back in my day, we didn't need all this technology." Constantly telling younger people that things were better before can make them feel criticized rather than understood. It can make them feel like their experiences don't matter, creating distance. Every generation faces different challenges and opportunities. Connection is built through encouragement, not criticism. Being open to their world helps strengthen the relationship. Ethan went quiet. Then he checked his phone and mumbled, "I should probably get going." Eleanor felt a pang of regret, realizing she had pushed him away. Eleanor tried a different approach. When Ethan brought up his favorite game, she smiled and asked, "What do you like about it?" Their conversation flowed easily, and Eleanor realized connecting wasn't about changing them, but about understanding them. So, be curious, not dismissive. Say, "That sounds interesting. Tell me more." Find common ground. Encourage instead of criticizing. Build bridges, not walls, between generations. Have you ever felt disconnected from younger generations? What helped bridge the gap? Comment, "Bridge to share." Section 10. Holding on to grudges and regrets. Next, holding on to grudges and regrets. Eleanor sat staring at the falling leaves, feeling a familiar heaviness in her chest. She couldn't stop thinking about the friend who betrayed her, an argument with her sister never resolved, and things she wished she'd done differently. Dwelling on old wounds steals your present joy. It strains relationships and affects your health. Stress from grudges can increase blood pressure, disrupt sleep, and even weaken your immune system. We tend to remember negative things more. The past is gone, and we can't change it. But we can change how we view and feel about it. Her neighbor Linda noticed Eleanor's distant look and said, "Holding on to the past is like carrying a heavy suitcase everywhere you go." Eleanor wrote down all the things she had been holding on to for years, then let them go. For the first time in a long while, she felt lighter. So, accept that the past can't be changed. Practice forgiveness, not for them, but for yourself. Focus on the present. Write a letter expressing everything you feel, then tear it up or burn it as a symbol of release. Free yourself from the burden of the past. Have you ever let go of a past hurt? What helped you move forward? Comment, "Freedom" below. Section 11. Ignoring health problems. Next, something critically important. Ignoring health problems. Eleanor was always independent, so when she started feeling dizzy or noticed her vision blurring, she brushed it off. Just part of getting older. Until she had a bad fall and severely hurt her hip. Small symptoms can signal bigger problems. Dizziness could mean dehydration or an early sign of a stroke. Fatigue could be normal aging or undiagnosed heart disease. Delaying checkups leads to worse outcomes, and prevention is always easier than crisis management. Many seniors ignore pain, shortness of breath, or sudden changes because they don't want to bother anyone. or think it's just part of getting old. But your body is trying to talk to you. In the hospital, the doctor shook his head and said, "Eleanor, this could have been prevented if we had caught the issue earlier." After recovering from her fall, Eleanor made a promise to herself. No more ignoring warning signs. She scheduled her next doctor's visit, started drinking more water, and even joined a balance class. She realized staying independent meant taking control of her health. So, listen to your body. Schedule regular checkups. Don't downplay new symptoms. Eat well, stay active, and prioritize sleep. Be your own biggest health advocate. Have you ever ignored a health issue that later became serious? What helped you take action? Comment "healthy" below. Section 12. Neglecting laughter and fun. Last, but certainly not least, neglecting laughter and fun. Eleanor sat in her quiet living room, flipping through old photo albums, seeing pictures of herself laughing, dancing. But when was the last time she had laughed like that? Life had become routine, and she'd stopped seeking out joy. Laughter reduces stress, lowers cortisol levels, which helps improve mood and overall health. It strengthens relationships and keeps you young inside and out, improving circulation, boosting immunity, and even helping with memory. As we age, we might feel pressured to be more serious or feel like we're too old for fun. But joy isn't something that just happens. It's something we have to choose. Her neighbor, Lind, invited Eleanor over for a movie night. Eleanor reluctantly agreed. But before she knew it, she was laughing, really laughing, the kind that made her stomach hurt. For the first time in a long while, she felt lighter. Eleanor left Linda's house that night feeling like a weight had been lifted. She realized that joy wasn't something that just happened. It was something she had to choose. The next morning, she played her favorite music and danced around her kitchen, feeling alive. So, make time for fun. Watch a comedy. Play games. Surround yourself with people who make you laugh. Find humor in everyday life. Reconnect with what made you happy. Laughter truly is the best medicine for the golden years. When was the last time you had a good laugh? Comment "laugh" to share some joy. As we wrap up our time together, we've explored 9 critical habits that, when recognized and adjusted, can truly transform our golden years. But remember, knowledge, as powerful as it is only truly powerful when we put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you. A personal challenge, if you will. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It could be as simple as, "I will drink a glass of water first thing every morning," or "I will call a friend tomorrow just to listen," or perhaps, "I will smile at someone new at the grocery store." Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to take that first, brave step forward. Finally, think of one person. A son, a daughter, a friend, a neighbor, who truly needs to hear this message today. And please, share it with them. You might just plant a seed of hope that could change their life. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I'll look forward to seeing you in our next video.